In this video I would like to go on with the A minor pentatonic or any minor pentatonic scales. Last time we checked out the basic minor pentatonic scale in the key of A. It looked like this. Then obviously we talked about how you can move it around the neck and you get a different key. Now let's move on and let's talk a bit about the music theory behind it. So an A minor pentatonic is not something. It's not a guitar exercise. It's a scale that exists on all instruments, and even if you sing, so it's just a line of notes, which are A, C, D, E, and G. I won't bore you here with the details. If you want to look up what's behind there, why is the distances between, you can look up. You can Google it, or you just watch other videos. Maybe I will do one video about music theory. But the thing is, so A minor pentatonic is A, C, D, A, C, D, E, and G. Now, if you think about it, you can find all these notes all along the neck, right? You don't just you don't have just one A and one C and one D and one E and so on. You have 4 octaves on your guitar, and obviously you will find these notes around the neck. That's what we're gonna do today. So first of all, what I would recommend is sitting down with a piece of paper and writing down all the try to find all these notes on each string. So let's say on the low E string, obviously you start your scale, A, C, D, E, G scale, from an E, because this is the lowest note of the string. So E, the next one will be G, then an A, C, D, and from the octave, it's the same as the octave below. So it's E, G, A, C, D again. A string, it's really simple. It starts with an A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G. On the D string, it's D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, G string. G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E. B string starts with a C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A. And the high E string is going to be the same as was the lowest string. It's E, G, A, C, D. E, G, A, C, D. Now, we guitar players, we tend to like to play more in one position than all along the neck. If I want to play like fast, I mean I want to play the scale as a much more musical line, I cannot do it like this. It's not comfortable for us. Obviously that's why we play it like this. Now, so what we're gonna do is put together these notes in positions. So it's gonna be like a different scale each position, but it's all the same. It's all A minor. We're just gonna start from on the low E, where we started the first, and we're gonna keep the 2 notes per string formula. So it's gonna be like E, G, A, C on the A string, obviously. D string is D, E, then it's G, A, C, D, E, and G again. So it's open string, third, open, second, first, third, open, third. Next position will be the second note of the scale on the G string, or the low E string, which is a G note. We're still keeping the 2 notes per string theory, so it's G, A, C, D. We have to shift one position back to the 2nd fret. E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A. The order of the notes are the same. It's just a different starting point. This time we started at G. Next time we're going to start on A, then on C, then on D, and it's going to be the same but a different octave. So whatever you do in the first octave of the guitar, which is below the open string or 0 fret, the nut, and between the 12th fret, it's gonna be the same here. From the 12th fret up to wherever how long your neck is. My neck goes up to 22. Some guitars go up to 24, 26. So the next position is 3, 5, 3, 5, and now by these numbers I'm saying the number of the fret I'm playing. So 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. The next position is the basic position, what we talked about in the last video. So I'll just quickly run through it. It's 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. But the theory behind it is that we started the scale on the next available note on the low string, and we kept the 2 notes per string formula. Let's go on. The next one will be C. So it's C, D, A, G. C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D. 8, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10, 8, 10. The last one will be D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E. 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 9, 12, 10, 13, 10, 12. Now we covered all the positions in the first half of the guitar. The second half of the neck, which is behind after the 12th fret above, is the same. So whatever we had here will be the same here. But just to stay on the same page, I'm gonna run through it. It's 12, 13, 12, 13, 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, 15, 12, 15. Then it's 15, 17, 15, 17, 14, 17, 14, 17, 15, 17, 15, 17. Then it is the octave of the basic scale, which was 5/8. So 5 plus 12, because it's an octave distance, is 17. 17, 20, 17, 19, 17, 19, 17, 19, 17, 20, 17, 20. The last one will be 20, 22, 19, 22, 19, 22, 19, 21, 20, 22, 20, 22. And some people have more frets. I don't, so I won't go on. Okay, so I'm gonna run through all the scales, and my tip for today would be to play the scales one at a time. Practice them. Obviously, clean tone, metronome, blah blah blah. Then you practice the second one. Third one, and so on and so on. And when you're done with this, move one step forward, where you go up one position, you come back in the second position, up in the third position, back, just remember the purpose of this exercise is to get familiar with the notes of the A minor scale, and these so-called boxes, they call it boxes, so it's a box. You put the notes of the A minor pentatonic scale in a box where all in one position. But the point is not to play scales, because when you improvise, when you make your own, when you build up your own guitar solo, obviously you don't want to play scales. A lot of people get famous with it and get away with it, but obviously we're looking for melodies or something that's really catchy or just cool or something, and playing just like this in a guitar solo, that's not too cool. I would say it's not bad, but connecting these positions, connecting these dots, which I'm going to talk about in the next video, is much better. Imagine two wrong notes. Okay, so but I traveled all the way up the neck and back, and everything you hear in your head, everything you want to play in the key of A minor, you have the whole neck available, and there's no point just being stuck in one position. So that's the point. So what I would suggest, again, mapping out the guitar neck, the neck of the guitar, where do you find the notes of the A minor scale on one string? So I would say going by strings, then by going by boxes. And obviously you have 12 keys, right? You have 12 notes in music, so you have 12 keys. Yeah, it makes sense to map out all 12 keys on the guitar, and it's gonna take time. But for a guitar player, I would suggest the more obvious keys would be really useful to work out. So next time you jam with your band, you get in a situation where they say, okay, the next song is in C sharp minor, and all you can come up with is just the basic C sharp minor pentatonic scale. That's fine. But what if, imagine, what would it be if you had worked out before where are the notes of the C minor pentatonic scale on the fretboard? Don't stress out too much. It will come to you as long as the more you play the guitar, the more experience you get on the guitar. Sooner or later you will bump into obviously all 12 keys, so you will get familiar with the neck later on. But to work it out, it won't hurt. But basically work out the most popular keys like E, A, D, B, F sharp. Watch we guitar players tend to write our songs in. But if you work with the piano player or the keyboard player, they're gonna write a lot more in different like E flat and C and B flat. Let's work those out. Why not? Okay, so first learn the notes per string on the string, then learn the boxes, and then just practice the boxes, the positions that we talked about, and it will get you there. All right, thank you for watching, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Please leave a comment below if you want to, and I see you next time. Stay safe.